What up, people?
Yo.
It's your boy Mar Black and McGee.
Young Dev.
And we are the Nerdz in the Hood.
In the hood.
Coming to you live from Nerdz in the Hood studio, a.k.a. Instigator Enterprises.
Nah, bro, he changed the name. He changed the name, yo.
How much paperwork is that if you're going to keep changing names?
No. His name is the Instigator, but he changed his name to the Space. There's legit now an Instagram for this location, and it's called Common Sense Studios.
Common Sense Studios.
No lie, I'm not even lying.
So if I look this up on a geotag, it'll pop up?
Yeah, he just changed that. I got a notification today. That said, God damn.
Yo, that's straight into the
Yo, and it was a marching band. I'm sorry, that was
straight into the mic.
Yo, but why was a marching band though? That wasn't my fault.
What? You wouldn't know until you go to Instagram.
Yo, I'm going to Instagram. Prove a fucking point.
Oh my God!
Come on,
we're
bro.
only like 30 seconds into
Come on, bro. Why you guys gotta
Didn't even last, bro.
Didn't even last.
Yo,
we got a whole meeting and then we
attention shifted immediately.
Common Sense Studios, bro. That's the name of our location, bro. Let niggas know follow our shit.
We believe you. You just shifted.
Yeah, I couldn't even find it now.
All right. Anyway,
yo, Common Sense Studios, bro. IG.
Coming to you live from Common Sense Studios.
Word.
It's the Nerdz in the Hood, episode 108. Feeling great, doing our thing. Another fun-filled weekend. We usually record on Monday, so our weekends are usually grand, and it gives us enough time to talk about different things that happen over time. You still want to talk about Common Sense Studios?
No, I figured it out. It's the Common Sense Studios.
Okay.
The Common Sense Studios.
You gotta get the name right.
You know what I'm saying, bro? We got a whole Instagram now. We valid like salad. You know what I'm saying? Niggas got a space. Like, we in Common Sense Studios.
All right, we in Common Sense Studios. We in the
Nerdz in the Hoods.
Common Sense Studios, home of Nerdz in the Hood.
You don't have to do it. Like, you don't have
I'm
to
trying to power through it.
You don't have to do it.
Go ahead, power through it.
You don't have to do it. You can just cut them off. You can stop. You can stop.
Go ahead.
You can stop at any time.
Go ahead. Start. Go ahead.
We start right now. Anyway, so we got a nice little show in store for you folks at home watching us or listening to us all over the airwaves of Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Anchor FM, and so much more. But we're just going to jump right into our show talking about the latest movie that actually only Ant saw. And I knew it wasn't going to be that great, so Ant just showed me and Dev the end of the movie, which was the Netflix's Black Clover film. So I'll find the name of the title soon. But tell us in your own words what you saw, brother.
I don't know. Maybe I should start at the fact that I watched it dubbed and not subbed.
What's wrong with that?
The voices were trash. No, like it was really bad.
But why would you even watch a dub? I'm confused.
So because
as soon as it started,
but it's
he was like, "Alright, we in dub. We just."
But you gotta remember what platform we on. We on Netflix, created by Netflix. So when you press play, it starts in English because it's not originally Japanese. It's originally in English.
Okay. And then it's your job to go change it.
But I did it. I was being lazy. I knew I would be busy while the movie was played in the background, and it worked out well for me because I could just listen. But I watched the majority of it, and my honest truth is that it was I at best. Maybe I at best. It was kind of whack. But
do you like Black Clover?
I do. I do.
Question.
I do though. Remember, I used to say I liked Black Clover. I thought Black Clover was I liked Asta. I liked the samurai, the head chief, like the head chief that day. Yeah, he's dope. But in this movie, I'm not gonna lie, they gave him a lot of cheesy jokes. Like, there's one part where he dead ass says, "I'm a Gemini." Like, he's trying to explain something, and he says, "I'm a Gemini." No, I'm a Virgo. He says, "I'm a Virgo." And then I was just like, what does that have to do with anything?
Which is why you should watch it subbed. because sometimes words don't translate to how their meaning is.
So he was just trying to prove a point at something, and then in the English version, the dub,
It probably sounds 20 times cornier.
Yeah,
there was dubs.
100% a lot of corny. There was a lot of corny moments. With the translations, but the graphics was alright.
The clips I seen, it looked.
Yeah, the fights. I will say that the fights was alright. The villains was fire. I thought that the villains were pretty powerful. Like they were pretty legit, and they try to play towards the story. So like, do you care if I just tell what it's about a little bit?
No, that's what I said. No words. What you think?
So like, so it's fucking basically. It starts off with the king, the wizard king. You know that he gets turned back. He turns back into a child, right? So what it starts off with is just a flashback of showing before he was the Wizard King, like when he was about to become the Wizard King, and it is cool because it shows the Black Bulls leader younger. It shows all the big head dog chiefs all young, like in their younger age, and they're fighting the current Wizard King, right? And the current Wizard King at that time in the story is trying to do classic anime story shit and destroy the world to make it a better place.
That's usually the vibes. The vibes.
So what do you think the next? What do you think the next vibe is? So they start you with a flashback. What does that mean? They probably sealed this nigga away, right? And he escapes.
That's how it really went. Like, he was sealed. Bro, that's every origin. That's every revenge story. Sealed. And I will get a vengeance for my family and what they've done to me.
So he got sealed away. Because his visions were different. This is the flashback, right? And of course he breaks out. When does he break out? Classic anime #1. In the major fight, when the nigga becomes a kid, the seal is broken. Now he is free again. I'm just like, wow, I've seen this story 1,000 times.
I've seen this movie before.
So at that point, you're just watching the fights. So he goes and he gets a sword. He brings back a bunch of other wizard kings that were villains. So which was kind of crazy because you would think that the wizard kings were all good guys, but apparently there was a couple of wizard kings that were, if not all of them were pretty like bad. And then there was one chick that was she wasn't a wizard king from what I understand, but she was basically on the level of a wizard king. And she fought the lava chick. I don't know her name. I don't know any characters by their names. But anyway, they go through the story. Shit happens. They fight. Honestly, it was all right. The fight. I fell asleep.
What do you think were the best part? Was it the animation, the fights?
It was the fights. It was the fights for the other guys like Asta and the Yuno. They got good fights. They're gonna get good fights, but it was the other fights that were fire. The lava, the big sister.
Those side fights.
Yeah, the side fights was on this one.
That's good. That's why I like to see it.
Yeah, the side fights was on this one. It was mainly Asta, but the side fights was on this one. Like
her name was Leona.
But like I said, bro, this is how I knew. This is how I knew I could just show y'all the end of the movie because I fell asleep. So the first time I watched it, I fell asleep like midway through the movie, and then I woke up and it was the nigga like about to fight the main villain. So I just stayed awake, watched the end of the movie. It was like, right? So then, today, because I knew I fell asleep, I went back and I continued to watch it from where I thought I fell asleep at, and then I made it to the end of the movie, and I was just like, yeah, I didn't have to go back.
I had a feeling, bro. I'm not even mad at it.
But it was good fights. Shout out to Netflix. I guess they're gonna get their clickbait from it. That's for sure. But does Black Clover need to come back? Not after seeing this.
You're bugging.
You bugging.
You're bugging.
Her name is Mario Leona. And Leopold is actually like
the younger
member of the Vermilion family.
Who?
The House of Vermilion. So you keep saying the lava chick. That's who she is.
Oh yeah, Mario Leona. Yeah.
I got you.
She fights. She has the best fight in the. Yeah. She fights a villain.
She's a beast.
Yeah, she fights a villain that they make sure which I liked. Because she's the character in the anime that basically flexes on everybody, right? We know that. So, the villain that she fights, they let her. First off, they kept it real gangster. They just go out to the middle of nowhere, and then she's like slowly walking up to her, and then the girl's like, "Yo, you sure you want to fight me, bro?" And she gives a quick history of who she is. Like, I heard you do this and that, and you're the strongest of them all. And 1,000, she was like, I bet you gotta prove yourself. She drops like a bunch of like characters because she controls basically like these little knights that look like chess characters. So she drops a bunch of them in front of him. She's like, I bet. Blasts that joint with a lava punch right fast. She was like, oh, all right, cool. So we got something here. What's up? She was like, what's his name? So then they start scrapping, and then they go, you know, the thing in Black Clover is always passing your limit, right? It's like, go to your full potential.
Well, that's every anime.
Yeah, but they say it a lot. Like, pass your limit. Remember, go past your limit. So they say that 1,000 times in this movie. But they push all the villains to their ultimate, which was kind of cool to see also, because when you're watching it, you're like, damn, these niggas are strong. Oh shit, they mad fucking strong. So I was like, that's cool, but how can they top that? I don't know. And on top of that, after watching this, I'm like, I don't really see. They made Asta cheesy, bro. Like, he's mad. It could be just the way I watched it, but he was mad brolic, and then the way he sounded like childish, I was just like, oh man.
That's because it was in English, bro.
I know, that was my mistake.
Tell you.
Maybe if I had watched it in Japanese, I would have been more into it, but I was just like, nah, this is not it. Like, the fights is good. The fights are great. Not every fight, but like most of the fights was good. The main villain who comes back from the seal was very OOP, but you know, they somehow destroy him with, of course, which is also getting cheesy, by the way. That's why I'm like, Black Clover doesn't really need to come back. They have established now that pretty much Asta can beat everyone because his sword is anti-magic. So there's no one, as long as he can reach that nigga, they're dead.
Well, yeah, that was established. Since
a long
the beginning.
Yeah, but this movie, that's what, if you will watch it, you'll see, like, because now he's fighting some OP dudes that are dumb strong. And then they're like, oh yeah, all we have to do is just get Asta to touch him. I'm like, damn, that's it, bro. Like,
no, but that's what I'm saying.
That's always the plan now. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like in the manga, before the show got canceled, and now in the manga currently, the plan is like they always put some super strong person. In the beginning stages of Black Clover, they didn't realize it until they were like, yo, his sword can it's anti-magic. And then they were like, yo, he can beat him. He's the one. And then now they're at a point where the guy who was a kid, he's now the villain of the whole Black Clover. Like, he's the villain. He went from
what guy is the kid?
So he was the emperor. He was the Wizard King, basically.
Oh, Julian?
Yeah. So
he becomes the bad guy.
He becomes the bad guy. He realizes at like a certain point, like, oh shit, I'm the one that's gonna betray the village or whatever, and he turns. He turns into like an evil, like devil version, or whatever, and this man goes.
That's in the manga.
Yeah, that's in the manga. So
if the
show comes back, it would be fire. I'm sorry to spoil it for y'all, but if the show comes back, that would be fire.
If that happens, that would actually make me want to watch it.
But you know what's up? Because when I watched, because I fuck with Black Clover, so when I was watching, I was like, yo, so you know he shrunk, you know he got younger, but I'm like, so I was like, where is his character going though? And I like that if that's what's happening, that little switch up in that, and it's like, cause he's a top dog in the wizard world.
Right.
Bro. And as you say, you know, and Asta is kind of like OP, but like I feel with him flipping as a villain, that shit could be.
I mean, if he becomes a villain, that would be tough because his time control is out of control, and they show that like his fucking book is like endless. Like my man got magic. Yeah. So,
that's a fine.
If they could bring it back, that makes more sense. That kind of makes more sense to the movie now too, because the dude that they fight in the movie was like his apprentice or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Was Julius's apprentice.
Or was on the same team, like you know how they had like Naruto has the 3-man team. Yeah. The dude, because he becomes the Wizard King before Julius, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. So because they have to overpower him to kill him. So he must have been either like Julius's teacher, or Julius and him were on the same level, like they were equals. You know what I'm saying? They were like, you know, and then what ends up happening is he becomes the Wizard King, and then his vision changes. His vision changes to that he wants to destroy the world to make it perfect because there's too much imperfect, too much inright, people who are mean. No one needs to be like that. Like the classic belief that if you destroy everything and only keep the good ones, then you're good. Where everyone's like, you can't do that. You can't destroy everything. Like, but you know, it's that. So if you're saying that he becomes a villain, he will realize he's gonna betray everyone. It's probably because that's what he started to see, right? He probably started seeing shit like classic anime, like, oh man, these are a lot of. The only way to fix this is to destroy everything, and they just go hard.
Yeah, well, because if they bring it back, they can do something similar to what Bleach is doing now, and just make it because this is the final arc in the manga. So if they do that, who knows? But yeah, Black Clover. Like I was telling you when we were driving over to the studio, it's basically that was a filler movie. Most anime movies are just filler movies. They're just quick adventures that happen so we can get it out there. But to circle back,
but not all of them.
Well, yeah, no, not every movie, but there are some that don't really push the story along. They're just there. They're just meant to have a quick adventure, and then there's some that's like, oh yeah, this is part of the story, and you'll see it come into light later. But so this was just one of those cases where they were like,
that was like that My Hero Academia movie where this that was outlandish.
Where you found out like it could have been the original ending and it wasn't. And it was a lot. So stuff like that is a good example where you're like, what was the point of this? It was just to get butts and seats in the theaters or watching it on Netflix, one or the other. But that's basically what they did. That's why I was like, if we don't see it, I wouldn't lose sleep. But if they do circle back around and bring back the show, if they do that specific end, maybe, because even though to be fair, even though he's like the villain, is like, it was just real quick and then we'll move on. What's going on is that nobody can stop this guy. Yuno is like the closest person I could stop him, and he still couldn't stop him.
Because my son's nasty.
And they thought they killed Asta, because we brought it up a while back on our Manga Mang podcast. They thought they killed Asta. Asta got transported to like another world that was secretly the homeworld of Yami or something like that. And then, now they're training him to stop evil Julius, because his sword is anti-magic. So every time they fight somebody crazy, your man's is the only one they could call upon.
Is he rocking two swords in the
he rocks two swords, and both of them are anti-magic. But one of them,
one is smaller and anti-magic.
But either way,
they gave him a third sword in this movie.
He does have three though.
But I think it destroys at the end.
Yeah, it was like one that gets messed up and he gets a new one.
They gave him some sword, some special sword that was a magical weapon that was created that had all the old wizard, a little bit of all the old wizard's magic embedded in it from every wizard king. So it was a mad strong sword, and then it was like you could release the magic from it, like at times to use as a power. So like if you released all of it all together, it would destroy the world.
Yeah, so
like it was some shit like that.
Yeah, it was some shit like that. But anime movies be anime movieing. That's the best way to say it possible.
I honestly think, and it's hard for me to say this, but if it wasn't for the fact that it was so anime movieing, I wouldn't have said this because the fights were pretty good. But it's not better than the Dragon Ball Z movie that I don't like.
Oh, but. Yeah, we knew superhero was bad. So are you trying to say which one was worse?
Yeah, I said Black Clover is worse than the superhero movie.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it's Black Clover, man.
Like, it was good animation drawings and like they had good powers, but like you said, like a lot of the stuff was not that crazy. It was a lot of powers. We were Ready Seed. Some people got some power ups, and they did like a lot of the same shit. They made the house move again. Like
right. So that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. It's most of what you've seen. That's what anime movies do. So speaking of anime movies, shout out to Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll recently put out not 1, not 5, not 10, but 15 Dragon Ball Z films. Since you brought that up, 15 Dragon Ball Z films.
What 15 out there?
Dragon Ball Z has a lot of movies, brother. Dragon Ball Z and One Piece and I think Detective Conan.
Damn, I wonder if I've seen all 15.
Most anime films. But yeah, they got everyone except superhero. So basically everything I believe, but they didn't throw it in one shot. They threw it in waves. So the first waves is the first early Dragon Ball Z movies like Dead Zone and what was that one? The World's Strongest, Tree of Might. And then later next month they're gonna throw out like Resurrection of F and the one before Broly. the gods, rather the god, or the one where we introduced Beerus. I don't remember the name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The Dragon Ball Super movies. Let's put it that way. The Dragon Ball Super movies outside of superhero are gonna release next month in July. Right now, we're getting treated to all the Dragon Ball Z movies. So if you want something quick nostalgia, Crunchyroll is doing it big right now. They got, the Cowboy Bebop series, they got Shampoo, they got everything. So now you throw in these old school Dragon Ball Z movies, they give you more of a reason to subscribe to their stuff, So shout out to Crunchyroll for doing that. But back to Netflix real quick. Netflix had a awesome press conference. So in a world lacking E3, we're getting a lot of press conferences from different companies. And the video game ones we'll touch on in a minute. But Netflix actually did their own press conference. And it was actually pretty good. It was called Tadum, a global fan event. Tadum basically being their sound effect that they make when you watch Netflix shows or log into Netflix. Yeah, so they basically called it the Tadum Festival. They had it in Brazil. And it's kind of cool that they had it in Brazil because one of the things they announced was that we are getting a prequel to Money Heist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about a heist that Berlin pulled. Yeah.
I mean, I guess they kind of hint to that as, when they still kept his character alive towards like the end of the season, doing a flashback of, his heist he did with Homeboy. Mm. So I could see it because people love the character of Berlin. So that's fire.
Yeah,
that's fire.
I was hyped about that. I'm not gonna lie. I was hyped about that. Did you watch Money Heist? No. Not even during the COVID?
Yeah. That one I skipped.
That was the time everybody was choosing to watch it.
I know. Everybody was rocking the red and shit like that. I know.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's a show you should watch, bro.
I didn't watch that one. I don't know what I was watching honestly at that time, but I wasn't watching that.
Okay. Well,
I've seen it a couple of times to go back to watch it too, but then I just be like, nah, I'm good.
We also got an announcement that the lady that played, I forgot her name, I apologize, but we, in the hood, sometimes we don't even be saying the person's government name, we just say the character they played. So the lady that played Sarah Connor in the original Terminator, she's going to be on the last season of Stranger Things. Her role has yet to be announced.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So people are hyped about it, but we don't
Terminator killer?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Terminator killer.
You see what it's saying? We don't know her real name. We probably never will, but just the fact that we know what she did in fiction,
bro,
that works for us.
She was going crazy.
And
And when they brought her back older, when she was already like a professional Terminator killer, she was pulling up.
Pulling up on the scene.
I'm upset that movie wasn't that good, but she was wildin'. She kept it fire. That joint was wildin'. We also got they teased the last season of You. We got another Bridgerton. But we don't care about Bridgerton over here.
Say that because there's a lot of
Bridgerton,
people that like that.
Bridgerton has the craziest shit. They have a whole experience in the city right now that people are dressing up for. They be coming to my restaurant afterwards to eat, and
the ladies love Bridgerton.
Yeah, I know they be on that Bridgerton wave.
I'm not arguing with either of you, but are you saying we pulling up to a Bridgerton?
Nah, I never. Okay. Actually, I'll pull up to a Bridgerton event.
He was like, nah.
I would pull up to a Bridgerton event.
You would pull up to a Bridgerton event.
I won't. I haven't watched.
You doubt where he would go. He'll go anywhere for the vibes.
They be like,
he would go anywhere.
Are you here for the experience? He'd be like, no, and they'll put a sticker and leave.
So you don't want to go? You don't want to go to old English time and with Duchess and greatness? You don't want to see what's up?
I mean, doesn't really. No.
It's
not a thing to do on my list,
I'm still appalled at when I be watching Bridgerton because I'm like,
I wouldn't watch Bridgerton.
Back in those times,
I wouldn't watch Bridgerton the show, but I will admit that I do like movies based in that time period.
I don't.
So then maybe you should watch Bridgerton.
I know what kind of show Bridgerton is. It's a love show. I'm good on that.
You don't want romance in your life, bro?
I'm good. I don't watch that many romance shows.
He's like, nah.
I just said I'll go to experience. I didn't say I'm gonna experience the show.
Yeah.
I get you.
In that time, that's what you're gonna get.
That was a different time, It was a different time for my boy Ed.
But I do like movies based in that time period, so I'm not gonna sit here and say that is whack. It's not whack.
No, I get you.
That Bridgerton is I mean, I could probably guess what the show is about from what I've heard enough. Like, someone falls in love.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sure. And watch out, the fans will come.
The fans, He's trying to say don't guess because I get it.
I'm gonna butcher it.
So we got the Squid Games coming back sometime, I believe. early next year or something like that. But in the meantime,
it's gonna be another Squid Game.
Yes.
So come on, man.
In the meantime, to hold us down,
because homie did get another card, right?
Right. To hold us down while we're waiting for Squid Game, what's gonna happen is that we're getting a reality show called Squid Game: The Challenge, where they're gonna get actual people to play some of the games that actually took place in Squid Game. Do y'all feel like that's something worth watching? Would you laugh at that? Would you watch that?
I'd probably watch 2 episodes of it and be like, all right, bye.
Yeah, isn't that what we did with that other one with like the strong people?
Yeah, sure, yeah, legit. They
catch
like 2 episodes. They're like, all right, so what this is about? Like, that's basically what that's what that Squid Game challenge is gonna be.
We got what we wanted and we were out.
Yo, but honestly, I mean, not saying that they should, but if you're not offering people like the real Squid Games.
That's true.
What's the point of making a challenge like that? Like, that's what made this show crazy. People that's dying.
Nah, but they're gonna do it again. They're gonna do it again. But the problem is like they're gonna do it again, right? The same way, and they cannot let the same dude win again. So it's like
he's talking about the reality show.
Talking about the reality show.
And I was like, wait, you want somebody to get off?
Yo, that's
all I was like,
talking about the challenge.
I thought you talking about the actual show.
Nah, bro. We're talking about
season 2.
We were talking about the challenge, this reality show that they have.
He's like, they go off.
Yo,
but that's I mean, not saying that people want to see that, but that's the only way that thing would be somewhat like, yo, what the hell is going on?
Oh man, yeah, you're right. I also agree with you. Obviously, nobody's gonna die in that specific reality show, but it is gonna be kind of corny if like they're doing a red light, green light, and somebody like moves and they're just like, yo, you gotta go, bro, you gotta go.
Or they just like drop them through the floor.
Yeah, if something like that happens,
I'd be like, all right, well, it's like any other reality game show.
How they gonna do the tug of war,
bruh? They gonna fall into a pit of foam. That's what's gonna happen.
Whoa!
Like, do that. So, but I mean, I'll check it out. I'll see what they're gonna do. But
yeah. And also, since you did bring up the time period with the whole Bridgerton thing, they're doing that with Riverdale's getting a spinoff about 1960s Riverdale.
What the fuck? Get that shit out of here. Why you even said that?
Because this is
a lot of people like that.
Coming.
That Riverdale's
it is one of the top shows on Netflix. So
I don't know if it's true because I don't even know that much about the show Riverdale. But every time I hear Riverdale, I always think that is this a new Dawson's Creek? Is that some new Dawson's Creek shit?
It's fair to think that, but I mean, it's a teen drama, so it's close.
Yeah,
it's just based. It's just a darker version of Archie.
They trying to. Oh, Archie? Wow.
Yeah, darker version of Archie. So Archie comics, was very lighthearted, and then they made a darker version, and it just went from there. And lastly, we'll just bring on that because they brought up a lot of stuff, different movies, different TV shows, specials. But two other ones we're gonna touch on real quick is there was a teaser trailer for Avatar: The Last Airbender, Netflix's take on a live-action version of Avatar to try to help us erase our minds from the 2010 debacle that was The Last Airbender. And of course,
they're dropping a show, right?
I'm sorry?
Did you say they're dropping a show?
They're making a TV show, yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was
they got stuff lined up for Avatar in the future. They got a lot of stuff coming out for them.
Yeah, because we know the cartoon's going to try to make a comeback. But for now, it's a live-action teaser trailer first. And lastly, a nice trailer for the live-action adaptation of One Piece. And they announced that it will be hitting Netflix screens this August.
I forgot I saw that trash.
This August.
I forgot I saw that trash, bro. I'm glad you brought that up because when I saw this, Marvin, I said, God damn, they shitted on my boy.
I want Marv to, I specifically wanted Marv to tell me what he felt about this. Cause
I saw The Rock as Frankie. in a fake poster.
Yeah, that was a fake poster.
I know, but it was still funny.
I wouldn't be mad at that casting, but
it was dead ass The Rock in his wrestling joint, and then instead of having his arms, he had Frankie's arms.
Oh, you gotta find that pic. Honest opinion.
It was not great. However, I already knew this coming in because before you were on our show, and had to watch me and A-Sean go through the Cowboy Bebop situation. Even though A-Sean was like, I knew it was going to be bad, I gave it hope. I really did. And
I did give it hope too.
It let me down so bad. So I want to give this hope because it's one of my favorite anime, but just like Cowboy Bebop is also one of my favorite anime of all time, I just can't shake the feeling that it's gonna let me down. I know they got Oda heavily involved in helping make sure the show is okay, but from the way I see it, it's just not looking good. The person they casted as Buggy, hey, get your check, my boy, but you look terrifying. The Buggy that I see on the TV show is funnier. He's comical, but it's a cartoon versus real life. In real life, they make this guy look like a menace. He looks worse than Pennywise. Like, he is creepy. But all I can say is I wish y'all good luck, and I pray I don't ruin this because there's so much more down the line. There's One Piece, and then after that, Yu Yu Hakusho's coming up some point. Naruto's coming up at some point. There's a lot of other live-action anime adaptations that I'm sure they're going to debacle and just mess up.
Now, does Netflix have those?
I think they got Yu Yu. Somebody got Yu Yu. I want to say it's them. I don't know who has Naruto, but I think they have Yu Yu Hakusho. But either way, it's just.
I wanted to ask you, how'd you feel about the character selection for each character, and
so
what'd you like?
Did you
like anything?
That was actually Oda's picking. Oda. So a while back, long story short, Oda had answered a question of if One Piece was in a real world, where would these characters be from? So he had said that each of these characters would be somewhere. So Luffy, if I'm right, if they went by what he said, Luffy is Brazilian, or I think Usopp is Brazilian, one or the other. But I know Nami.
That would make sense because they're all pirates from all over the place, right?
Right. And Zoro, I think, is still from Japan, and I forgot where Sanji's from.
Was the guy?
Well, that guy, he was Japanese, Asian, so I assume he's Japanese.
Zoro's definitely.
But they're saying he's from Japan. But I know
he looked a little on the dark.
But where Luffy from? Luffy looked like.
I think Luffy was the Brazilian one, and Usopp was the African one because they made sure Usopp was black.
Luffy looked Mexican.
Didn't they make him a girl, or was it a girl?
No, it's this guy. It's a guy.
Okay.
Nami is still the only girl. So the episodes look like they go up to right before they meet Chopper and Vivi.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, so this is why I'm saying please do a good job now, One Piece, because please, if the CGI is terrible, I don't even want y'all to meet Chopper.
It looks bad.
It looks want y'all to meet Chopper.
I mean,
just from this guy's.
Did you see him throw the punch?
The punch, I was like, oh.
Did you see him throw the punch?
What did you expect from the punch?
It just didn't look good.
He's gonna go back. I knew the punch was gonna be great. The monsters.
Did we say it was gonna look bad? What did we say? Because you have a good memory. What did we say?
What we're watching?
Did we say it was gonna be good or bad? Did we say it was gonna?
We
flop?
said it was gonna flop.
You know what this is? Ed? This is we're watching Fantastic Four live. You know my son, Mr. Fantastic, stretching. That's what we're about to see.
But Mr. Fantastic looked good when he stretched.
Did he though?
Hey
yo. Yo, Instigator, please tell me you heard that.
Nah, sure, bro.
Oh my
Come on. I didn't.
Yo. Wait a minute.
God.
Oh my God, that is crazy. Yo,
Come on, man.
I'm sorry. I did.
Yo, every time I can't talk. Nigga can't talk. Yeah.
Oh, that was wild.
CGI.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was not that bad, alright?
Oh man.
You think I'm bugging?
No, it's just we just needed a minute. I'm sorry. So the CGI for Fantastic Four didn't look that bad. Is that what you're saying?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even trolling you no more. I'm asking you a question.
For his character, it didn't look that bad.
Yeah, I'm not trolling you, bro.
I don't think it didn't look that bad. From my memory, I feel like I didn't think he looked that bad.
Okay. If that's how you feel, I thought you was gonna go off the Mr. Fantastic from the Doctor Strange movie.
But he didn't do anything, did he?
Yeah, he did the stretch. It's just he got bodied before he could use his power to the fullest.
I don't remember.
That's okay. Anyway.
Oh, was it when they showed like a flash of him dying?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. See, he was about to use his power, and then Wanda was like, "Nah, it's okay." But anyway, if that's how you feel for those two movies, that's cool. But what we do know is that the One Piece show will air this summer. So do believe that Nerds in the Hood, we will be ready to discuss it. And
I'm gonna be ready to just fire flame that show.
I'm not even gonna sweat it because, like I said, we knew from a while back The minute they announced that this was happening, it was gonna be like, oh my gosh, pray for us. So we just gonna move on from there. Yeesh.
Take us out. Take us out.
So speaking of, like we said, there was presentations from Netflix, but there was also a presentation from Nintendo. They were the most recent video game company to do their presentation. Xbox did their thing, PlayStation did their thing, but Nintendo's was the ones that always steals the show recently, because all Nintendo had to do was just say, hey, look, we ain't doing a lot of shit, but we doing some shit. And by shit, we mean we're just gonna give you what you love, baby. Some more Mario content. And that's all they did. So it's not that it's all they did, but that was the main thing they did. So we have some DLC for Mario Kart coming soon, some new characters, some new stages. But we have a remake of the ever popular Super Nintendo classic, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. That one looks really good. It's an HD, crisp HD. But even better is that there's a new Mario Brothers game called Super Mario Brothers Wonder. And this one is going to have a new power-up for the first time in a little while, where Mario turns into an elephant.
Into an elephant?
Into an elephant. He turns arms, legs, trunk.
If that's the case, then that means he's supposed to be mad strong.
Yep, that's the plan. He's supposed to
just run over people.
Yeah. So my question to you boys is, now that you know this is a new power-up in the history of Mario power-ups, what to you is like the best and worst power-up you've seen in a Mario Brothers game? Like, what's a power-up that you're like, yo, when I think Mario, this is like one of the first power-ups that come to my mind?
The raccoon always comes to my mind, but that's because I think he's that's the most famous.
Fire flower. The basics, can't go wrong with that.
Oh yeah, the basic one. Yeah, that's true.
I always was a fan.
I always loved that one. Every time that'll be the one power-up I always want to get.
Okay.
Because just throw mad fireworks.
I mean, shit, you could cheese that shit and go across the whole board.
Just like you got nice, you like you clear the whole map, bro.
You clear the whole. Hold on. I remember when they made an ice version that was pretty cool, because with the ice version it was similar. You froze the enemy, you kicked it, and then that shit just slid them across the board, so you could just run with it, or I think sometimes jump
just
on top of it. Yeah. I was always a fan of the Super Mario with the cape. Cape Mario was pretty cool. Cape Mario was pretty fire, where you could hold it was just funny because he couldn't really fly. Like once he started flying, he had to hold the cape to glide down, so it was kind of funny to me. But damn, the worst one was where your man's turned into a coil.
A what?
He turned into a coil, like a spring, or whatever. He turned into a spring and just.
Wasn't that a part of him being a raccoon or no?
No, there was a whole different one where his body just literally turned into like a coil.
Yeah. What game was that in?
It was one of the later Mario games.
It had to be.
He was like, I don't remember that shit when I was a kid.
That nigga, they ran out of ideas by then.
I'm trying to remember.
It's because Mario, honestly, when they gave Mario the star, that's when they fucked up. Because the star was too OP.
That's true.
It's like
run through everything.
Yeah,
but I mean, you're invincible for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, you get a timer. It does have a timer.
It's not like you all the time like invincible, but.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I was just like, if there was a best one and a worst one. So yeah, it was something like this. It was but they said spring Mario. That's why. It was I said coil. My bad.
Spring Mario.
So what does he do? He just jumps really fucking far?
Yeah, basically.
What game is that?
Mario's Galaxy.
I knew it. I knew it was gonna be Odyssey
2
or Galaxy.
Mario Galaxy 2, I believe.
Which Mario game got mad love, and I didn't understand why, because when I played it, I thought it was pretty whack. Paper Mario.
Spring Mario. Wow.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah. Wow, he looks like he's fucking stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, you see his face like, oh, please. Who made this idea up? This is terrible.
Like, yo, save me.
Save me.
The person who wrote that purposely did that too. They were just like, yo, guys, we're running out of shit to do for this guy. But I will say that.
So you said Paper Mario?
Yeah, so that's what I was saying, that Paper Mario got so much love, and I thought it was such a whack game. I really wasn't into it. And that you were a big fan of the game.
Yeah, because it's a good game.
Yeah, so many people said that. They were like, Paper Mario was one of the best. That and Odyssey. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I never played Odyssey. But
Odyssey is really good, even though I didn't beat it. But it was a good game. Mm-hmm. Every Paper Mario game I played did not miss. And he's made, 64, GameCube, yeah, so on and so forth, since then. But everyone I played has not missed.
I think my problem is I don't be beating games. Like, I play to the fullest, and then I get somewhere, and I'm just like, okay. I'm done with this one.
But that doesn't make the game bad. It
No,
just means you just didn't finish it.
Yeah, I don't really be beating games like that.
Yeah.
And I saw it like I think I've beaten only the Super Marios and maybe a couple on the N64, but then that was it. After that, it was just like, okay, now I'm just playing them to play every now and then I stopped buying them altogether.
Yeah, you know, when you're a kid, it's like you want to beat the game so you can brag about it to your friends. But then once you're like an adult and adulting comes into play, you're like, I could bring it up, but it really doesn't even matter anymore if I do.
Word.
So you're kind of just like, if somebody asks you if you played it, you played it. Yeah. They don't even ask you if you beat it anymore. They go, did you play it? And you can be like, I did play a few boards, so I played it. Yeah, I played it. So you're good.
Yeah.
No, they don't even ask you if you beat it on the hardest difficulty anymore. That used to be a thing. Now you can beat that shit easy and keep it moving.
Because the hardest difficulty is regular now.
Yeah, that's true. Cats be speed running games now.
Yeah.
Legit.
The hardest difficulty is not the hardest difficulty back in the day. The hardest difficulty now, games have gotten watered down so much that there's only a certain few games that live up to the hardness still, like Zelda, because they have all the puzzles and shit. Yeah. Elden Ring, you know, those games still live up to the fucking impossible task of beating. But,
yeah.
Oh, those samurai games that came out, the one that everyone played for a little while.
Oh, what, Ghost of Tsushima?
Ghost of
Tsushima?
Okay. Yeah. You know, those games still live up to the name of being difficult, but right. A lot of games are way easier versus back in the day where like every fucking game was hard.
Right.
Every game, you literally had mad games because games stressed you out. Like, yo, you go try to play this other shit.
Tired of this game. Tight. I'll come back to it one day.
Yo, I've actually scratched games being tight. Like, just fuck.
That's true. I've been there. You tossed the whole cartridge. I was in the cartridge days, just like, that was it. Put a new cartridge in. Like, I'm playing anything.
Now I just took the game out and put the CD down. Like, get this shit out of here, bro.
Fuck this game.
Fucking villain. Who the fuck is this?
How does he respawn so quick?
Look. You know what would be the best part of all of that? Is that you played the other game still thinking about the game you was getting cooked in.
That's true. Actually, that's what makes Miyamoto a freaking legend. The game Donkey Kong Country, what this man did was the best troll I've ever seen in my life. So in the game, you get to the end, you get on King K. Rool's ship, you beat him, right? He goes down, he goes, oh. And then they show Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong like dancing, like, yeah. So I was like, yo, let's go, I beat the game. I put the controller down, like, I beat it, let's go. Yo, the credits go, and then it says, developed by King K. Rool with a question mark, and then a DN with a question mark. So I was like, why say that? And your man goes, oh, bang! I was like, whoa! That's like the credits just rolled. But the credits rolled, and your man's killed me, and I had to do the whole boss fight again.
That's never heard of
I said,
like that.
Wait a minute.
Yo, don't put the controller down, bro. We wasn't done yet.
My son said, who said we was done? The credits? No. I said, just like I said, Mario Kart, let's go. Anything else but this, please. That is the biggest. So I've been there, bro. I've been there. Just saying that. That was a real thing. But yeah, shout out to Nintendo. Y'all doing y'all thing. The Mario Brothers movie's a hit. Zelda's a hit. And
the Mario Brothers movie is a super fun.
Yeah, literally, it's like all y'all gotta do every year is just call Miyamoto and be like, yo, you got something cooking in the lab, my boy.
my man probably got all of this shit cooked up for like 10 years worth of Mario that they're just like, yo, we can't release all this heat at the same time, bro. You're bugging.
Yo, you're not wrong, because that's literally how when I was watching the presentation, they was like, yo, we got a few remasters, you know. But this Mario heat we got, yo, we just gonna talk about it for like 10 minutes. And it was just Mario, then a little bit of Zelda shit. Then it was like, yo, we got Pikmin. Yeah, your man's made Pikmin too, by the way. And then it was like, boom, we gonna come back to, yo, we rebooting Mario again. Then it was like, we remastering Luigi's Mansion. I was like, what? It's all Mario shit.
Yo, I guarantee there's somewhere that a fire ass game was just too fire. They were like, we can't release this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, at least not now.
Yeah, he's like, it will crush every other game. It will never make a sale again.
Yeah. That's it.
They're just like, we gotta throw this one away.
Miyamoto came up to him and was like, what you think when you think you releasing this? Not during my window. It's old Mario, my G. Go to PlayStation with that. But yeah, shout out to Nintendo, man. Y'all always know what to do. When PlayStation and Xbox make some heat, y'all just be like, we don't even gotta make new heat. We're just gonna re-release
the same.
But just because they're cheating though,
it's like
because
selling Jordans.
Like we said, it's like we said,
new game, new shoe, every different style,
everything.
It's like we said a long time ago, is that they have a niche, and their niche is that they own all kids, the whole kids element. Like Kids are gonna play Mario. They're gonna play Nintendo. Like, more kids are playing Call of Duty and stuff. Now we got Twitchers that are like 5 years old out here smoking people in Warzone. But like, you know, there is still the parents that are like, I'm not giving my kid a violent game. Like, it's just, they're not getting a PlayStation. They're not getting an Xbox because nothing on those systems are kid friendly.
Yeah.
So they automatically get Nintendo and they automatically get Mario sales, Pikmin sales. Like, Pikmin? Bro, it's the Pikmin, Animal Crossing, those games are made for children.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Except Animal Crossing. During COVID, adults was eating that game up.
I know, and that's the sad part.
That was the crazy shit. They eating that game up, boy. I was one of them, guilty as charged, calling up my friends like, yo, you coming outside? Not outside my house, outside of Animal Crossing. You coming outside? That was it. But yeah. So we're gonna check back with Nintendo when all those games hit, because I might get some of those games. I'm not gonna hold y'all. You might see when we get back on our Twitch wave. You might see me playing some of those games, maybe once we get that working out. But let's move on to a good old edition of Facts or
Fuck out of here.
Right, once tried and once true, but now it's just here for us. So here we go. We don't usually try to dive back into other websites that we do, but sometimes they have lists that we're like, hey man, if you got a good list, we're gonna rock with it. So we're back here with IGN. IGN made a list of the top 25 action movies of all time. Now, this is a list for the three of us because nothing says in the hood like an action movie. You know what I'm saying? Action movies, when you come to see, you don't care about the story most of the time. You come to just see hands get thrown. And sometimes you hope it makes a little bit of sense, but if it doesn't, you're okay with it. And that's what we love action movies. So we're going to talk about whatever they're talking about. It's just basically what they feel is the best of the best, the creme de la creme. But that's basically what they said here. This is the top 25. So if those of you who are new, listening or watching, basically the way it works is me and my boys over here, we're going to look at the list. We're going to see what they ranked. We're going to say facts or fuck out of here. In the hood, the universal term in the hood for I agree is facts. The universal term for I disagree is fuck out of here. So we're just going to go ahead and see that. If we didn't see the movie, we're not going to say fuck out of here, but we're just going to believe it shouldn't have been on the list because we ain't see that shit. Now we playing.
All time.
Of all time. Here we go. So number 25 is Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
So this is my thing.
Okay.
This is my thing.
Early.
So this is my thing.
Say what you say.
I need to know what's the criteria of what is considered, because there's different type of action.
Okay.
And I've already see on this list.
Said all time.
Yeah.
No, he's saying what makes them rank it.
What makes them rank? So I'm already seeing the list. I'm like, there's certain movies where there's a certain type of action. So like, what are we looking for?
Okay.
Like like fighting. Are we talking about like scenery, like stunts? Like what are we talking about? Action.
Okay. So I got you. So according to their staff, this was their quote, not ours. They said our list was compiled by and voted on by IGN's biggest action fans, where we took into account a variety of factors, including quality of action, amount of thrills, and overall legacy of the film in question.
Okay, start at 25. Start at 25.
So, like I said, Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Top 25?
Top 25.
I will give it 25. Only reason it should be on this list is because it does have a firefight in it. It does. That's the one where Iron Man shows up, right? And they fight in the.
That's Civil War.
Oh, then nope. I don't know. I don't know. Because that's the only Captain America that really. Come on, bro. You telling me I'm lying?
25 though. I don't know. There's just so many more. That's why this list gets me tight. But
okay. I mean,
I would say top 50. I don't know about 25 though.
There's too many movies to be.
That's what I'm saying. Like to say
this movie's even in the consideration.
I think it should
of
be
all time is crazy. So you telling me
it's crazy? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Bro.
I mean, it has a reason to be on there. It was a really good movie.
It was. But 25.
But I do agree with Ann. When I think action in Captain America, for some reason I immediately think Civil War. But mainly because it was a bunch of villains,
they threw hands
heroes
here.
fighting each other.
They threw hands in Winter Soldier.
I mean, you right.
They threw hands in Captain America: The Civil War when they jumped this nigga.
Yeah. Well, in Civil War you had
My man was playing taps with the shield and just smacking.
And did he take his arm, bro? Isn't that in Civil War?
Bucky's arm, yeah.
That's in Civil War. They take his arm.
Yeah.
Send him back to Wakanda, armless.
That was where and then they shot down.
And the only reason why he even went to Wakanda is because Black Panther was like, nah, we need you, bro. We're not gonna lose you like that. We're gonna bring you this beautiful African place. Yep. You're gonna have a nub for a little while, and you're gonna change your life.
But we fix it up for you.
When they thought he was worthy, they gave it back to him. That's what happened.
Exactly. So
move on to 24, because this shit, like, why?
Yeah. So 24 is RRR,
which is one of them Indian movies, right?
So you telling me this movie I never heard of?
But that's not your fault though, because these
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, but no, listen, it's on that I never heard of. It came out in 2022. You telling me that's 24 all time of all action movies?
That means we gotta see.
Do you know why? Because this movie, the fact that it's on this list, I'm starting to realize they're going extreme action, because this is the movies that be in the memes where the homie be like sitting on a car and they be flying over the joint.
Yeah, and they be wilding.
Or like he'll do a 360 spin and walk out the whip and shooting a gun.
I'm glad that you're saying this, because wait till you see the ones that are down below.
All right, let's go on.
Wait till you see.
Yo, what was my boy's name? Ben Alibaba? No. What was my boy's name? There was one Indian movie that we used to watch a lot that he's like a superhero.
25, you were saying fuck out of here, right?
25, yeah, fuck out of here. To be top
24,
25.
you're saying fuck out of here, correct?
Hell no.
Okay, 25, you're saying
25?
Yeah, you were saying facts or fuck out of here?
Nah, fuck out of here.
Because we didn't even say that. We just went through the list. So
25 and 24, both
fuck out of here. Okay, cool. Just making sure.
This is
let's bring it
23.
back. 23. John Wick, Chapter 4. I'm going to say facts, but I do believe it should be higher.
It should be crazy high. Honestly,
of all time?
Chapter 4.
We talking
I feel like
time,
I think could be top 10, top 15.
Oh, man.
Those fights, bro.
John Wick 4.
It's 3 hours.
John Wick 4 is not better than John Wick 3.
It's 3 hours of nonstop carnage, bro.
I know.
And I'm telling, and the different ways.
Judo throws in a fucking like a model room. I get it.
The whole world was against him, bro.
Nah, bro. John Wick 3 when he does the knife scene in the library alone. Is fire. And then
wait, when he fights the basketball player?
No, he fights the basketball player. Then he keeps running and he fights the Asian dudes with all the knives on the wall.
Oh,
right, that one. Then he continues to run and continues to scrap, bro. What do you mean? Then they have the whole scene when they go with the fucking in the hotel. Come on, bro.
Did you see John Wick?
Niggas saying happy birthday when he saw that. That's why you don't like it.
Nah, John Wick 4. I'm the real honest truth. Why I already had, even with all
of that. You saw when that scene when they showed up to Japan.
I'm gonna tell you when John Wick 4 got whacked to me, and I've said this before, bro.
So
when the niggas did a fucking 1,000 judo throws. This nigga was judo throwing everyone. I was like, what is happening here? But I get why, because you can't keep shooting through the movie. He just shot through the whole 2 and 3. So now they have to do something different. So what does they do? Now he's just throwing. He's literally shoulder throwing niggas for 25 minutes
because he can't beat everybody up. Judo throws save your life.
Bro, he just takes their weight. Yo,
yeah,
I need to go make a compilation.
Did you like
judo throws?
Did you like John Wick 4?
Huh?
Did you like John Wick 4?
It was aight.
Whoa.
So you think?
You know what got me mad?
So you don't think that's the best thing
got me mad about John Wick 4? The military niggas that came with the special armor, right? They want to act like they ain't solved that problem in 3 when they try to shoot them with the whack-ass guns and the bullets ain't go through, so they went back and got the armor piercing. Now they want to go in 4 and come back with the same gun and start shooting at these niggas like, yo, bro, it didn't work in 3. Why are we not using armor piercing bullets from RIP? Like, what is happening, bro? Then he fights the whole movie using his gun. His gun is valid, but it wasn't piercing the nigga because he needed the armor piercing bullet. Why? He knew that already. Why?
You know, everyone had that OP armor at a point. Like,
yeah, everyone.
My son's. You see Keanu with his fucking blazer blocking bullets.
But his blazer's been blocking bullets from 2, I think. Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, his blazer's been blocking bullets.
But listen, we're talking about the overall action in that movie. They did some scenes where I was like, how can you really top what you already done? And they really went over the top with the fighting scenes,
the samurai scene.
Then when they pulled up in Japan's Continental, bro.
Yeah.
They got crazy. My sons had the bulls, and I was like, blow, taking them out.
Like the scene where they do the actual samurai fight, that was fire. That was hands down.
Yeah, that one-on-one samurai fight.
That one-on-one samurai fight was the best fight, hands down. And the fact that what's his name? IP Man's character in the first fight, he used the alarm system. That was fire. I ain't gonna lie. That was
my homie with the blind boy.
Yeah,
the blind guy must.
Killing people.
Yeah. Killing people.
That's what we saying, bro. Come on.
So that's why I said it should be at least top 10, top 15.
It wasn't better than 3 to me.
I know why he felt this way.
It's not better than 3.
No, it's all right. So we facts, and fuck out of here. Hey, Ann, why don't you say number 22?
Oh my God. This trash doesn't belong to be on here either.
Yeah, that's why you felt this way, huh?
I didn't see that. I haven't scrolled through the list. I didn't look ahead.
So this is not even.
I want natural reactions from me, unlike y'all niggas. Nah, but yo, 22, bro. Fast 5.
So now they're not talking about the franchise. They just specifically talking about 5.
No, I know why he's out there. I'm gonna tell you why. Because of that picture right there. The only scene that's gangster. The niggas throwing a fucking car off a cliff.
I think that was the last
from a train.
I think that was the last real stunt they might have done.
No, wait. What about when him and The Rock fought and they crashed through a wall?
That was cool.
That was the same one, no?
That's 5. That's 5. That's when Hobbs shows up for the first time.
They crashed through a wall. Through a concrete wall.
That was cool. That was
where Ed's theory first started about they got superpowers.
Yeah, and then I was right.
5 movies later.
5 movies later, I found out that niggas released that Vin Diesel's part of a universe that he's fucking unbeatable, nigga. And am I lying? Didn't we find something that said that shit?
Wait, time out.
And they think that Tyrese is part of that shit too. It's because of that he didn't die in that fucking scene.
Yo, someone dropped like a TikTok or one of those real shits where I think it's like Vin Diesel's like on a Zoom with like what's her name with Letty? What's her
Michelle
Rodriguez. Yeah. And they're like, oh, we're talking about maybe doing a spinoff of. Oh, I just spit my fault. Doing a spinoff of the Torettos, and someone does a transition to like, no, you not. No, you not. It's doing a spinoff of the Torettos. That's the whole damn franchise. It's the Torettos. I was losing there, bro.
They're gonna do everybody but Vin Diesel.
They're gonna go through his whole family tree like we didn't see his whole family tree.
Dominic Toretto.
Dominic Toretto.
That had me in tears.
Nah, they do. Yo, that would be actually fire. The only reason why I want them to do that is because I want the first 3 episodes to be another version of them running up on Brian about to do the sandwiches. From the other side, like them just smacking, and then this nigga's just eating 10 sandwiches. And then like, what's wrong with this nigga, bro? He eat 2 sandwiches all the time, and they just go outside and press him.
I would want to see that too. As far as this list, we're all gonna say fuck out of here. It does not need to be on this list.
Oh man, just because of a car scene.
Just because of the car scene. Number 21 is Casino Royale.
That belongs there.
Facts.
Yeah, I'll give it.
It should be actually maybe a little bit higher, but 20. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, it's in the top.
The opening with the parkour.
This is all time. This is all time.
This is all time. Nah, Casino Royale was that shit.
Yeah, when they was doing those parkour runs, I was like, this shit's real. This is real James Bond right here.
See, that's like a real action movie. That's why I feel like it should be higher.
Right.
But
number 20. That was 21. Okay, go ahead.
No. Number 20.
Number 20 is IP Man. It Man.
That should be top 10.
That should be top 10. It should be top 10.
Yes.
Top 10 of all time. So, and he put the first one. That's the one that put the franchise.
Yeah, on his way down, right?
That's the one that put the franchise. They literally have moved that movie multiple times and it still gets views.
Yeah.
So
he was disrespectful to those students though. Especially one of them, he broke their hand and the dude's hand just sitting there like, oh my God. I said, my man was filthy. Anyway, 19, Independence Day. No.
Wow. Top 25.
Top nothing 5. This should not be on this list.
What do you mean?
It's
iconic.
It should.
It's iconic, but it ain't no. To me, it's not an action film.
Okay.
So I'll give it that. I'm gonna give you some pushback because I think as an action movie, top 25 I would have to say.
But why do you say it's not an action movie? Because I have to ask you that.
No, I'm not saying that it's not an action movie.
He said that. Because I got something.
Why don't think it's an action movie?
I just. Okay, there was the plane chase scenes. I'll give you that.
Yeah, they fight.
It's a different type of fighting.
He punched an alien in the face.
They fighting
But that was for the hood.
They're doing dog fighting against.
They did that for the hood.
Dog fighting against aliens.
And they beat
They
the
did
aliens.
that for the hood.
They're dropping nukes on spaceships, destroying cities.
Because the character was black. You know that.
Wait, what?
Because it was.
When he punched the
he punched the alien. He knocked the alien out. The alien's like,
yo, welcome to Earth. That's what it is.
That was for the hood.
That was a tagline right there.
You're right. It was a white dude who would've shot him.
How can you say that's not action?
Wow.
It's true. If it was a white dude, he would have just pulled the burner out. But because it was a black dude, he also has superpowers. He punched the nigga in the face, and they go down in one shot. That was our action. That could have happened in any movie. And they beat him by updating a computer virus into their ship, which messed up the whole mainframe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That just didn't feel like it was a sci-fi movie. If you go for the best sci-fi movies, then that's one of the best sci-fi movies. But it's not one of the best action movies. I'm sorry.
Okay. I guess I could give you that.
Yeah.
It's a different type of action.
If y'all disagree, it's fine.
But that's why. I mean, I wouldn't say it's top 25.
Me either.
I would say
that's fair.
I would say maybe top 30.
I just didn't agree with you saying
Top
not
40.
being an action movie.
I just didn't feel it was.
It's a different type of action. It's sci-fi.
But that's why when I ask you,
right.
there's different type of action.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
clearly
saying.
we can see by this list there's different type of action. We went from car chases to fist fighting, gunfighting, and now sci-fi fighting, which brings us back to fist fighting, which was number 18, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
What?
Crouching Tiger.
That's top 10, fam. Fam.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Not top 10.
It's a love story, bro.
Yeah, I would say.
It put so many movies on the map.
You're right, but not for top.
And it was fucking, bro, no lie, it was dragged on DVDs forever.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
Why? Because they was floating around.
To an extent, he might be right.
You're right.
Because probably without Crouching Tiger, IP Man wouldn't be
as extravagant.
Yeah,
you're right.
So
I mean, we can't take away the fact that Jackie Chan was doing his things before. There was a lot of other Asian. It was just that Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was the movie that allowed all those other people who have never sat down and watched a fucking subbed movie in their life to see what that was like.
That's true. Okay, I'll give you that. All right, they can stay.
It would be top, like, it would be a little bit up, like, not, it would be like maybe top 20, top 25, not like at the number it's at 18.
Yeah.
Of all time, I think it's top 10.
Number 17.
It could be 10.
Is The Raid Redemption.
Oh, wait, damn, you just skipped my shit?
No, we didn't. We were on number 18. Now we're on number 17.
17. The Raid Redemption?
I never seen this.
Never seen it?
Oh. I never seen it.
Whoa, bro. Whoa, buddy.
You didn't see 1 or 2?
1 or 2, bro?
I don't think so, no.
Whoa, we gonna have to throw that on for my brother. But nah, no lie.
Yeah, The Raid.
That's not 17, but it's in the 20 to 25 for sure. You think it's higher than that? Raid Redemption? I mean, it's OD. It is OD.
The second one should. I'm surprised it's not on this list, but the first one definitely deserves to be higher.
I mean, the first
not
one,
top 10, but definitely higher than this.
The first one was gory. It's like you seen Ang Bak, right?
No.
You never seen Ang Bak?
God damn.
Damn, my nigga, you don't be watching no fucking Thai movies? That's where they're from, right?
I think this is Indonesia.
Or Indonesia.
Yeah, I think. It's Asia, but I think this one's Indonesia. I want to say.
I haven't gotten to those yet.
No, it's cool. You ain't seen it.
That's where they be throwing the elbows.
He's right. They be throwing the wild elbows. Yeah, this is Indonesia.
Yeah, so is that fighting style? The what is it? I guess Muay Thai.
I thought it was Muay Thai.
Yeah, Muay Thai fighting style.
I never seen a movie where so many people get elbowed and knee to the dome.
Yeah. They definitely take fighting to the next level with all of those moves.
Look, I'm just gonna give you the brief synopsis. When a SWAT team of 20 elite cops become trapped inside a building full of killers with no backup, they must fight or die. That's it. That's basically it.
They have to fight their way to the top.
20 dudes gotta fight their way to the top.
And every floor has a bunch of dudes living there, and the drug dealers at the top.
Yep. All goons, each floor, waiting to kill these guys.
Yeah.
And, there's a twist in the movie that you find out later. But it's so good. And the second one is even better. But, hey, that's fine. Because number 16 is The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Oh, gosh.
The Two Towers. Now, the only reason why I can even allow that one to be on this list, if I'm correct, is because the greatest move of all time is done in that movie.
Is that the one where he slides off the elephant?
I think it's the one where he swings around the beast and then comes and slaps it with an arrow through a nose piece.
Yeah.
And that's when my homie was
Going off.
My son was Legolas on the fort. He throws a shield down the stairs, and he just
down the stairs.
And I was like, oh.
Actually, that is true because you have to sit through a lot of talking because you know you're gonna see him do some crazy dope shit.
No, he got his shine in that one.
Yeah.
Like it was a Legolas.
That was their like big fight one.
Yeah.
So but as at that number 16.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
It's top 30.
It shouldn't be this high. Nah.
I'm sorry, it's good.
What movies we like? Because we don't see any of them.
We said we showed our love when it came time. It's just some of them we don't feel should be this high.
That's true.
So I'm gonna say fuck out of here and Ant.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
It should be
Not
on
in
the
that
list.
spot. It's on the list. On the list.
Okay,
It shouldn't be that high.
So we'll say facts, but just not that high.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go that. 15, True Lies. True Lies. That's a movie with, if you remember, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis, Tom Arnold, where he was lying. He was a spy the whole time, lying to his wife's back, and then his wife ended up helping him.
I know. I've seen it maybe long time ago.
I am going to say facts.
Really?
At this number?
Yes. This was an excellent movie.
It's an excellent movie, but was it an action movie like that?
It was.
I feel like it was a cheesy action.
It was a cheesy action.
Yeah.
It was the 90s, but it was the type of action you wanted for that decade, especially in early 90s. And this was Arnold. Arnold, I'm not gonna say he wasn't missing, but homie he was putting in work.
But that's why I feel like that's why people like it, because this was different from his Terminator joint.
Oh yeah. He switched up.
It wasn't that.
In the 80s, he was a stone cold killer. In the 90s, he was a calmer killer. That's the difference. That's the difference.
Facts.
So I'm gonna say facts. So you're saying fuck out of here?
Yeah, fuck out of
here. Dev?
I'm gonna say fuck out of here. It shouldn't be that high.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Just because there's other stuff that just looks better and probably like is a bit like better story. Not saying it's not a good movie, but at that number 15, I don't know. I couldn't do it. And especially with this next one at 14.
Especially with this next one at 14, because it's Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Literally, the first sentence says, it's still considered to many Star Wars fans the best film of the bunch, meaning the OG trilogy and prequel trilogy.
No, they're just saying compared to all of those, this is the best.
This is the best.
The best film.
The hell out of here. I don't know.
I mean, it is one of the best ones, but again, this is what I'm talking about. This is just ranking. This one is one of the old ones. This is part of the old three. Yes.
Yeah. This is the original. That's what they meant. The OG trilogy.
Yeah.
This is 5.
I don't know, man. It could be on the list, but not for no 14.
It's a great movie. A great movie. But again, I don't know if I put it this low. Like it was.
It has a lot of action though. You get a lot of.
And I only say that because it was the 80s, and it's like given you're limited to what you can do. But I'm like, again, there's still so much better action. Like if you're going action of all time, like there's better, more recent films that would probably be better. But I guess they're just playing off the franchise and if it as a whole.
Yeah. So because isn't this the one where they had to fight and he tells him he's his dad and all that stuff? There's the one. Oh,
Is it that one?
Because it says the first lightsaber showdown between Luke and Darth Vader. So unless it's just the regular first one, then. But either way, go ahead.
Yeah. So actually, it should be because that's probably I think where he loses his arm.
Okay.
And then he's like on the floor, like Yeah. So I think it is that one. Yeah.
I mean, I can see everybody's being up there because Star Wars, the name alone. But if y'all not saying it should be that high, you already know I'm with y'all. So fuck out of here on that one.
Fuck out of here for that for sure.
Fuck out of here. All right. So number 13 is Hard Boiled. Now you two probably don't know what this is.
Yeah.
You were like just coming into the world basically.
Yep, I was born that year.
Walking and talking, and me and Ann was youngins. But I remember this when I got older, especially once I got cool with P and them. This was crazy. Like this was Chow Yun Fat just wilding. Because once I saw this picture of him riding down the railing, I was like, yo, I remember this movie. It should definitely be on there. Because just like you were saying about Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, this was during that era where it was like some films you just had to bootleg. And when you saw it, you were like, yo, what is this? Where is this world that I'm not seeing with movies of this caliber? This is amazing. So, yeah, I'm going to say facts. If y'all two didn't see it, it's okay. But I'm going to
check it out. I'm going to say I'll give a judgment.
If you find a way to watch it, it's really good. Well, we'll move on to number 12.
Yo, throw this list away, bro.
Number 12 is Speed.
Throw this list away. I don't want you to read one more category.
I don't want to mean. My man went underneath a bus while it's at high speeds. to disarm
Speed, my man. Bro.
On a tray.
Bro, you're not telling me Speed is number 12 of all-time action.
It's not.
Nah, this is why I just throw this list away, bro.
I was gassing.
Number 12.
If this bus goes over 50 miles an hour, everybody dies.
Yo,
pull up next to us. Don't get close. There's cameras out here.
bro. Homie blew up the girl tried to get off the bus. My homie had enough explosives to just blow up the stair, and the girl drops through the damn bus and gets run over. That shit looked mad crazy. But I was like, come on now, that little thing though. You see her fall like, ah.
I mean, it wasn't. Oh yeah, no, the bus couldn't go under 50.
Yeah.
It had to keep going over. Sorry,
50,
couldn't go
yeah.
under.
And they jumped. Didn't they jump a ramp?
Yeah.
They did mad things. They did mad things in that bus.
There was a highway that was missing a piece.
That bus was drifting. Like, bus was like doing everything but slowing down, which is crazy to me.
It was a good bus.
I guess that's probably why they wanted to. I guess that's why they felt like this is up there, because it was just one of those, like, edge of your seat action thrillers. But for us here in the hood, we say no. So fuck out of here. Right. So number 11. The Rock, not the wrestler. The
Chill, this movie's fire, nigga. Fuck, that shit belongs where it's at, maybe top 10. The Rock is the heat. I just actually watched that shit again recently. Just because I saw a picture of the joint, the green joint, online in a meme, and I'm like, oh yeah, that movie was heat. Run that shit back, yo.
Run that back, bro. Run that back.
I was smoking it. I was like, yo, run that shit on right now, bro.
I have no arguments there.
The Rock was a great movie.
In the 90s, there were certain actors that they wasn't missing no matter how you saw the movie, and Nick Cage,
he smoked this one.
Was definitely one of those people.
But the old man was fired too, though.
Sean Connery.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There was guys that just wasn't missing. Yeah. So yeah, we'll keep it on.
Should be on the list again. I just don't like placement. This is it.
Now this is an interesting one. We're gonna do the top 10, and then we'll call it Mission Impossible Fallout. This is interesting.
You're not gonna do the whole rest of the list?
Yeah, we have 10 left, brother.
Oh, okay, cool.
We're on number 10.
Okay.
So this is interesting because this was the one where, if I'm right, I think he was hanging onto the plane.
And Mission Impossible.
Yeah, he was hanging onto the plane. Yeah, he was hanging onto the plane. No.
Fallout?
No, that was Rogue Nation. That was Rogue Nation.
Yeah, the plane was Rogue Nation. Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout was where he fought Superman in the bathroom.
Is it that one? Yeah, it was
that one. That's where they smoke his boy, right?
Superman.
They smoke his boy, or they make it look like they smoke his boy.
I think it sounded like that, yeah.
And so, he started stressing out.
Yeah. So this is interesting
because Rogue Nation is when they steal something and then he goes and he just kind of betrays everybody.
Yeah.
And they all like, yo, where's he at? Fallout, I think is the one where they smoke his boy.
And that's what I'm saying is interesting because this is a movie franchise that, for some weird reason, like the first one was good, and then the second one was like, all right, it's not that good, and then after number 3, it just kept getting better, like, and then he just kept doing more shit to like wow you. So I feel like this deserves to be on there.
It's because he did the Halo.
Think so.
He did the Halo jump.
Okay, that's what I knew. It was like
25,000 feet. 25,000 feet. He's a fucking animal.
And he does his own stunts, so it's like this. I think this should be on there just because of that.
Yeah,
once you find out
anything with Tom Cruise,
anything that has Mission Impossible on the top of it.
Yeah, it's gonna just be in there. Because like I said, the second one was trash, but every other movie in this series was good.
The fact that he still is making them is just so wild.
Yeah, that's wild. That's why. And
you don't see a sign of slowing down.
There's another one coming out later this summer.
Yeah.
Because he got his lock-in, and I think that he's going to go as ham as he can, and then when he finally retires...
But those movies always rake in.
That's what I was about to say. Bro, when he retires, so bro, his royalties is just like...
That's it.
Like,
so,
what?
Let's finish up this top 10. Number 9, the first RoboCop.
Yo, bro.
RoboCop?
I'm not listening to this list no more.
RoboCop is good action, not top 10.
It was pretty good action.
Come on,
top.
I didn't say top 10.
Not top 10. I said not 10.
We just said it's pretty good action.
It's really good action because of for his time, bro. It was. You telling me you did not like RoboCop?
No, he's saying not top 10 though.
I didn't say top 10.
I love RoboCop. So that's his argument. His argument is that it shouldn't be top 10. Not that it's whack. I mean, his argument is that it shouldn't be top 10.
It should not be top 10.
Right.
But
I don't even know if I put it on the top 25 list, but I like it as a movie.
I would probably put it in the 20s. But it was because it was a funny film to me.
I would say top 50.
my son almost died and was like, you just gonna be the cyborg.
About to be the cyborg.
Just
fight crime.
Break off for the rest of your life. Don't worry about your wife. None of that shit.
You can't even come back.
Well, you can't even come back. You ain't getting no bugs. Nothing.
That was wild though.
Yeah.
Like, we gonna save you as a monster.
As a monster.
Straight up savage.
My man got nukes in his body, everything. In case shit go wrong, they put stuff he didn't even want. Like, who said I'm trying to nuke myself? Number 8. Here we go. Number 8. The first Predator.
Facts.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
Facts. They went in on that one. They went on.
Even for the military part, not only the alien, like his boys, like
his
all
boys,
of them.
all
of them.
Yeah, I fuck
The fact that my man knew about camouflaging himself and all of that stuff, everything about it was fire.
Yeah,
definitely.
The mud.
Yeah, it's such a good movie that they still they try to recreate the magic of Predator and they can't.
They can't.
Arnold and them was too fire. The original trilogy was too fire.
They tried to do it with Prey and it still didn't really work.
Right, exactly. So it's just like all of that. Number 7, Kill Bill Volume 1.
Volume 1, hell yeah.
Volume 1 can stay on.
Hell yeah.
That stays right there.
Volume 1, come on. That made the whistle famous.
There you go. So number 6. The Matrix 1.
Facts.
That goes there too.
Facts.
It could be top 5, honestly.
Yeah. It can stay on there.
Yeah, it can stay there.
Okay. Number 5. Ooh, interesting. Mad Max.
This definitely could have been switched around.
Yeah.
You gonna put Mad Max over the Matrix that close?
The Matrix, yeah.
You bugging. Mad Max should have been.
Honestly, I wouldn't even say top 10. Honestly.
15. Good film, but I wouldn't say top 10.
I wouldn't even say top 10.
I'll give it 15 plus 10.
Yeah. No. So let's move on. Number 4, Aliens, which would be, if I'm right, the sequel.
It's a sequel.
It's good top 10. That's good.
I would keep that.
It's not top 5, but it's good top 10.
It's not top 10.
It has a lot, but again, this is like another sci-fi action. But I would put that there.
I mean, it built its
a
franchise.
lot of stuff. Yeah.
It built its franchise. It has. First, the aliens that are made.
Is that the one where she gets into the big ass robot and she starts knocking them out?
I believe so.
Had to have been that one.
Most of that was the third one.
Most of the art and shit and the aliens in the movie, it was made by like some one artist. I forgot his name, but like most of it is done by like this one dude. Like that, it was just like, you know what I'm saying? It's sick. The Alien built a whole franchise. It was a movie that came out, and I promise you, they did not expect it to blow up the way it did.
Yeah.
Because it got so brolic that they decided to combine it with Predator.
That's true. They thought it would work.
Yeah.
All right.
They ain't trying to touch it with Terminator.
They didn't try to touch it.
I mean, and they also actually it was crazy because I heard about like how they were casting for this series, and they were gonna go a guy, but Sigourney Weaver, like, they really liked her and like felt like she could handle like a lead role, and that's like. And I was at a time where I think not a lot of women got a lot of lead roles and whatnot.
Right.
But she really made that movie. She really made that movie.
She did amazing.
So she really bodied that.
Yeah,
she made that movie come to life. She was a beast.
Yeah, exactly.
She definitely made it come to life.
And that's why it deserves to be up there. So, top 3, boys. Here we go. Number 3, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Definitely not top 3, my guy. You're freaking bugging.
It's really before my time, so I never really got into the Indiana Jones.
Definitely not top 3.
I don't think it's an action. I think it's more of an adventure movie.
Yeah.
It's an adventure movie.
Okay, I get so.
He's an
Adventure
adventurer.
and action go in the same though.
It can sometimes. You're not wrong. It's just I just feel that it's more adventure than it is action.
He's not. Yeah, it's not top 3, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not. It's top. It's in the 20s.
I mean, homie outran a giant boulder, so it deserves some merit.
Top 20.
I'm gonna say fuck out of here.
Yeah, fuck out of here.
Say fuck out of here.
Yeah. So for the ones we breezed past, folks, it was just because we said facts to all of them. Just in case you were wondering, we just basically said facts to all of them because they were that good. Even Mad Max, we were like facts. It just shouldn't be this high on the list. So number 2, Die Hard.
Ooh. Facts.
Ooh.
I might give it that. I might give it
at 2, maybe not, but top 5 for sure.
Yeah, it's a top 5, but 2 might be a good spot for it. I'm not gonna lie. Of all time, Die Hard, definitely. Of all time,
I gotta agree with Ant because
you can agree with Ant.
His original trilogy is some of the best stuff ever made. After that, all the stuff with his old man is garbage.
Die Hard was a low key fake 007 spy movie.
I mean, yeah,
but he was just a New York cop.
He was a New York cop. That's it.
Taking crime.
And that's what makes it such a hood film when you think about it. Because he was a New York cop minding his business and heard some shit was going down somewhere else and was like, yo, you need help over there?
Barefoot.
Barefoot. You need help? That's good. On some real New York shit.
on Christmas.
On Christmas. They all cops from another state, and he walked out like, yeah, they all in the back. You cuff them up. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
That's the best joke part, is that it's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie, yeah. And then you find out later it's a Christmas film. So you're like, wow, this is... Yeah, so this deserves to be number 2. This is definitely
it's there.
Such a good film. And
what do we got
what's
for number
funny
1?
is that for number 1, Ant just mentioned this earlier. So now it's funny as number 1, which is Terminator 2 Judgment Day. He was just talking about how these movies was going hard back in the day. So
yeah, Terminator definitely belongs.
This is a very IGN compared to the anime list you gave us. This is a better list. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, it deserves to be number 1. I don't know if 2 though. Maybe Terminator.
1, I don't know.
Number 1 of all time, Terminator. Hell yeah, bro.
Terminator. Man.
Is that what Terminator 2? Is that where T3 shows up? Is that where the liquid homie shows up, or is that in the first one?
No, that's the liquid dude. Yeah,
that's
the
it,
guy,
then, bro.
When they shoot him and his whole drink goes.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
Because the way he comes out in the opening scene, when they have to chase him, that he's chasing them down in the whip and he hooks on and all that, you instantly was like, this dude's a problem.
Right.
I was like, oh shit.
And the whole chase sequence, just everything was fire.
Yeah. What up?
Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. We see they come with the Terminator. You see the first one. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Savage, right? And then 2 is the T3 or whatever it is, the liquid dude, right?
I think it's T1000 or T2000.
T1000, something like that. And then he comes, right? And he's so brolic that even the Terminator is like, yo, we have to bounce.
We gotta go. Sure. I was only here to give y'all time to run. But that's what, what's so crazy about it is that the second one, you're like, man, this is a very strong basically a monster. Let's just say that. Very strong monster. And
it's not a monster. It was a robot.
I mean, yeah, but you can still call him a monster. The guy was a monster. He was killing people.
It was a robot.
Fine. He was a very strong robot.
Monsters are not robots.
Yeah, word. Those
monsters. Call him a monster.
If you consider yourself a nerd, bro, you gotta understand the different levels. Yeah. Werewolves, zombies, monsters.
That's like robots. Me calling Luffy a samurai.
Technically, that's not even a cyborg. Because cyborg human fucking robot.
It's a robot, bro.
All right, it's a robot.
Fine.
It was a robot.
It's a robot. It's a robot.
It was a
fucking
I'm
disappointed you called him a monster.
It's a highly advanced robot.
How can you? I'm not gonna listen to that.
We should Google monsters or something like.
We can do that after the show. We can do that after the show. No, I mean because we don't want to spend time calling. Look, either way, he was evil, and he was very powerful. Okay, and it took them like almost the whole movie to stop this one powerful thing, right? And then you get to the third movie. And you're like, oh snap, this is gonna be something stronger than the T1000? That's crazy. But Arnold was able to really handle this chick, which very much let me know that Terminator 2 is the best Terminator. Because
that's a fact.
It took everything in their power to stop this T1000. And Terminator 3 and beyond, it was like, we don't gotta do much. This is pretty easy. And they had to make all these different ways, like the motherfucker was shape-shifting and shit, like all these dumb ways. It just didn't work out. So, this one is definitely the one, when you think Terminator, this is the movie that comes to your mind. You don't want to think about anything that came after it, and you're cool with thinking of the one that came before it. But this is the one. It was so dope that when they made a Terminator TV show, it was based on what happened after Terminator 2. Because Terminator 2 was so fire. So, it's just, it's just what it is. So, IGN, like we said, keep doing these lists, don't do any more anime lists. But keep doing these lists. This is where it's at. We appreciate y'all. We get our news from y'all sometimes. We're not gonna front. So it's what they are. They're news. They news.
This list wasn't horrible, but it was pretty bad.
It was. I mean, I'm not as mad.
It got better at the end.
Nah.
Like the top.
They had some questions.
He gave up at the speed.
I gave up, bro. They had some good selections, but the overall list, I was like, come on, bro.
Fast
like,
five.
what are we doing here?
Fast 5.
Fast 5, bro. Like,
what are we doing? Nah. Independence Day though was there. Independence Day was there. So then you know what it made me think? It made me think that Top Gear was gonna be there, because Top Gear is real jet fighting.
Oh, Top Gun.
Top Gun.
I was like Top Gear. No, it's okay.
Knee slapper. Top Gear is the British / now American.
That's what I was like. What?
Racing.
Top Gun. Okay, yeah. You would think that Top Gun should have been there. Yeah. Is there any movie that you feel, because there was some that you were like, it shouldn't be on the list. So what movie would be a replacement? You can say one or two.
There's so many movies.
I know there's so many.
Blade.
Right? Excuse me?
Maybe Blade?
Blade? Okay.
Shit, I would say fucking Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys 2?
Oh, yeah, Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys 2. Okay. The Raid 2 definitely should have been on here.
All-time action, you got Blade. 007.
Which one outside of Casino
Royale? This is Never Die or something? Or never,
so, the Daniel Craig era or before Daniel Craig? Like Pierce Brosnan, Sean Connery.
I think he
the one with Halle Berry is in it.
Halle Berry that's Pierce Brosnan. So that's Tomorrow Never Dies.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
No.
Action? We're talking all-time action, bro.
No.
What you mean, bro? He's thinking the skiing scenes. He's shooting up people.
So when homie got,
all-time action.
When they got cut with the laser, that was fire too. When they got cut with the laser.
They drove on ice with the car.
Why do you always pick the most random movies?
This is the movies I watched on DVD.
This guy's sick.
All right. What about this one? What about this one? Damn, now it slipped my mind. DMX, Jet Li. What was that one called? I forgot.
He did Romeo Must Die.
Romeo Must Die.
Nah,
Romeo Must Die.
When my man was beating him up playing football. Yeah. Nah, I'm good, bro.
Was that Cradle to the Grave?
Cradle to the Grave. That's what I was thinking. The other one, no.
I think it was Romeo Must Die. That's what I feel like I had on DVD.
Maybe the Romeo Must Die was the hood one. Well, they both were hood. But anyway, no.
That wasn't fun. I said that for a joke.
I had a feeling. I was like, I don't think he really reads this right now.
I did read the 007 one. You guys laughed at me, but I meant that one.
We can move on.
Oh my gosh.
What about you? You didn't say what action movie you got, Holmes?
I did. I said the Raid 2. I said the Raid 2 should have been on this list.
Oh man, that's cool.
I literally said
What
that.
about you, Dev?
Wow.
I already said one. I said Bad Boys could be on this list.
He said Bad Boys too.
There's just so many. Like this.
Yeah, that's why I said.
And the way what you really clarifying, because some of those could be deemed as sci-fi movies. So it's like, there's like a vast list, bro. You're talking about how many years?
I'm trying to think of what would be my favorite fighting movie of all time, though. Like my favorite.
Well, if you're going fighting, that would just be fighting. I don't know if they would classify.
Like, I would say action. Batman. I mean, Dark Knight. Like, how Dark Knight not on there?
Yeah,
action.
I wonder what they ranked that as. They must have just ranked.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what do you?
To be fair, there was only one superhero movie on this whole list.
Exactly.
Really. That's a good point.
Like, you telling me none of the superheroes? Like, that's action. So what would you call that? You putting sci-fi on there.
Yeah, right.
So come on now. You think about all those.
Now that makes you question again, like what did they look at as an action movie? So that brings it to a light. If you folks at home, y'all throw it in the comments, hit us up in the DMs.
Any of the Avenger movie? Well, the first one. The first one, maybe Infinity War or like Endgame.
Yeah.
Like those are big action movies. So you telling me that didn't make top 25?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure. Or even Spider-Man, that grows like one of the highest box over hits. Like.
But which one? Remember
the first one.
Toby.
Toby, yeah.
Okay.
Toby.
And I noticed there was no mentioning of a cartoon movie, so I'm guessing they were just mainly focusing on live action. So that's okay too. But I still stand by what I said. The Raid 2 was definitely it told a better story than the first one. It dived more into what the first one did, but it still gave you the same amount of action that the first one gave, and the stakes were higher because this man needed he wanted everything to end. He just wanted it all to end. The main character from the first one comes back in the second one. He wants everything to end. He's willing to do what they ask, but he's out here for game. He's not out here for games. He's out here to throw hands and end it. So, to me, I thought it was a masterpiece. It wasn't perfect, but I thought it was a masterpiece. It should be on this list, even if it's not top 10. That's just my belief. There's other ones, yes, just like Dev said. There's a lot. We could take the time and be like, oh, this or that or this or that or this. But this is what the list they wanted, so we got another list out the way.
Okay.
I know. That's why I said there's a lot that you could agree or disagree on, and we will agree to disagree. But in the meantime, this has been
In between time.
Thank you. This is another edition of Nerds in the Hood, episode 108.
108.
That's right. Look out for it. On Spotify, on YouTube, Overcast, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts.
Soon to be on Netflix.
One day, hey, we could dream. One day it could be on Netflix. But in the meantime, look at us on these platforms. Follow us on all social media at Nerds in the Hood, NERDZINTHEHOOD. Make sure on TikTok you add the number 3. So you can catch out all our clips of the show, everything we're doing, when we got events coming up. Look out for that. We're trying to plan stuff for the summer and so much more. Rap intros, episodes, everything else. Be on the lookout for that. Make sure you follow us right now. The minute you heard this, follow us right now. Go on your phone, go on your computer, whatever you're doing. Follow us. Stop what you're doing. Follow us right now.
Click follow.
Okay? Just to show you we serious, we're going to end the show so you can go ahead and follow us right now. Because it's your boy, Mar Black.
Hint McGee.
Young Dev.
We will catch you next time, folks. Nerds in the Hood. Peace.
Peace.